There's an alcoholing basics in working with alloy. There's a couple of tricks that it might be rather useful. Hang on. Howdy, howdy, this is Clara Lawrence. So I was doing some research the other day. In other words, I'm always looking around for different ways to use alcohol inks. And I came across a series of videos about the new alloys. And there's some things in there that were surprising that I wanted to share with you because, first off, I didn't know. And so I'm going to start applying these to my pieces from here on out. Because, you know, once you learn a thing, then you may have to make a choice of whether or not you want to use that or use that knowledge or not. And for the better of my pieces and all that, I definitely want to use that knowledge, but I also wanted to share it with you. So apparently blending solution is a key point with using alloys. And I'm going to show you a couple different things first, and then I'll explain to you why that is. So let me get set up. So I've used this alloy on a few pieces recently, and I really love the effects it gives. It's a little bit different than using the other metallics, but I really, really like it. I have to admit, I'm really surprised, and it's kind of exciting. So gotta share this stuff. All right, so what I'm gonna do first is I've got two pieces of Yupo paper here, and I'm gonna basically treat them both very similar, and then I'm going to talk you through what I'm doing towards the end. But right now I'm going to use the alloy, and I've got rosewood, which I think will give me some nice red tones with it. And the alloy is gilded, which is kind of like an antique gold. And like the metallics, you really want to shake these guys up. Okay, so I'm going to give this a flood of alcohol, and also like the metallics, a little goes a long way with the alloys, so keep that in mind. They can take over. I'm going to put quite a bit of color there. I'm going to put 2 drops. Whoop. Okay, 2.5 of the gilded. Oops. Oh, I caught on my thing. I'm just going to move it around right now and dry it up. Okay, I may have put a little bit too much alcohol in here. And there's the rest of the stuff I almost knocked off. I'm going to slide this to the side, and then I'm going to get another paper towel out and do one differently. All right. Still on camera? Yes. I got you slightly zoomed in, so I'll make sure I don't get off camera. Okay, so this time what I'm going to do is a bit of alcohol here, but also blending solution. Let's switch them around just a little bit, kind of mix them up a little. Still on camera? Yes. Okay. Bunch of this guy. And then 2, whoops, all right, 1 extra drop there. I didn't do this step before, but it's still gonna wash a lot of this off when I get the dryer going. piece. So I'm moving that to the side. Okay, now what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to put an A for alcohol and B for the blending solution. Now this is granted a mixture of blending solution and alcohol, but we know it's got blending solution in here. Okay, so let me bring you down for a close-up. All right, I'm gonna go at an angle, see if I can get any of this shimmer. It breaks up in particles, but it also will put a real fine mist. You're getting some of it over in here. It might help if I pick it up. Yeah, you can see some in the corner of the particles and stuff. So a lot of it did wash off the page. I am sorry about that. Yeah, there is a fine shimmer all over it. Okay. And more of it stayed on the page with this guy, just because it didn't blow it off. But it did collect here. This aloe is really, really pretty. It's almost like gold foil, but also a dusting of gold foil too. So you can get some really neat effects. All right, so here's the thing that I thought was really interesting. So apparently when you just do alcohol only with this alloy, it will come off when it dries. But, let me get a clean finger. It's kind of clean. Yeah, it's clean enough, I think. Okay, but with the blending solution, I wiped it quite a few times before picking up. And you're also not seeing too much of a swipe on there. So, what they're saying is blending solution is almost required for it to bond with the paper or substrate. So that was something interesting because I definitely didn't do that in my previous pieces because I primarily used alcohol. However, I'm also going to be sealing the piece as well as putting a resin coat on there, so it will get trapped in there. I'm not worried about that. I just need to be very mindful of handling it until those things happen. But if you do work with this, it definitely, that's a key factor. Alcohol only, it will rub off. It's still fluid, or not fluid, it turns into kind of a powdery form. But with adding some blending solution, doesn't have to be primarily, but some blending solution on there, it will bond with your paper. So, good to know. All right, so let's see what you guys can come up with. Have fun, because this line is really, really pretty. So I have to admit, I'm digging these. All right, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, but definitely hit the bell to get notified next time I put a video out. Later, y'all.